YouTube, Damien here, and welcome back to the Journeyman, the story, Adelaide United. And here in Season 2, we have got some big old news. We have our Champions League group stage for the Asian Champions League. Yeah, we've gone in and been simming for a few games this morning before work. I'm about to leave for work in about 15 minutes or so, and last night on stream we went through to make sure where we were going to film this game, and I told you guys on YouTube it would be Wellington Phoenix, then a Asian Champions League group stage draw. For whatever reason, they are only playing one-legged ties to the preliminary rounds, for whatever reason. And then out of nowhere, no messages, no nothing, out of no context, here's your group. Okay, so it might be one of two things. I haven't been in the Asian Champions League since FM like 17 or 16, where I did an Adelaide United save. And it wasn't even the beta save I did on 18. It was, or 19. It was like a private save I did before streaming. I still remember going through an actual draw. I'm just guessing this year they haven't bothered. If it's not the Champions League, you don't get a draw. Fair enough. The game's just gone, yeah, there's your group. And straight off the bat, I know one of the teams in there, which is not good, but that's Jeonbuk, and they are very good in the first league there in South Korea. They usually produce some really good talent. They're currently like 6th there as well. Yet to have started the actual competition for them yet. We're a bit out of sync from the rest of Europe, and pretty much the rest of the Asian, places. But yeah, they're favourites to do it. And there's Jeonbuk. Ulsan won it a couple years ago, made a semi-final last year. So the fact that we got Jeonbuk, who are meant to be better than them, not good. Not good at all. But keep an eye on that. Jeonbuk, Ulsan, there we are. They're probably a couple of the teams. Seoul's another, that if South Korea came knocking, they generally have decently good finances, that I would go. Same with the Qatari League or the Chinese Super League. Like, if we then get knocked out here in the in the group stage, or we get knocked out very early, if one of those Asian jobs come up towards the end of the year to go save them, we'll try and get him into a place to get into the Champions League, as in the Asian Champions League, then yeah, I will probably look to move. And there's a couple of reasons as to that. On top of that, though, we got Easton, who from Hong Kong, East Asia, the Hong Kong Premier, you can't even see. Easton were the winners of that last year. Their senior squad has 3 guys. They have Mikhail, who actually looks like an okay foreigner. This guy's Brazilian. He's also got Hong Kong descent. They have the Hong Kong international goalkeeper, and this guy here is another foreign player. But apart from that, grayed out players probably should be beating them home and away. And then lastly, on top of that there as well, if we click back again, we've got LC Sailors, a great name from the Singapore Premier Division. I actually haven't loaded up Singapore, but that is a playable league, I do believe, in that. And the Lion City Sailors have 2 foreign players in Pedro Enrique, who is worth 1 to 2.2 mil. Wow, okay. Where do they get him from? 1.1 mil. If the Singapore League has this much money, I should have loaded it in. And have this guy up front. They're going to be handy. I know they got a lot of grayed out players and whatever, and that's because the league isn't loaded. Maybe that's a good thing for us, invertedly. That's great. But if that's their quality of actual in-game players, do expect to see their grayed out players come up to that sort of standard as well. I've seen that happen a few times. So yeah, I think we're definitely fighting for second. Jeonbuk going to be too strong. If we go to the Asian Champions League, we are drawn in Group I all the way down here, and just the rules for that as well is you get 3 for a win, 1 for a draw. Only top goes to the second round. That is correct. You go from the group stage to the second round, quarter, semi, and final. Only top, there we are, goes through automatically. The best 3 teams from the rest of the groups, go through from A to E, and then F to J. The best 3 teams from the second go into the second round that finish second on points. So, with that being said, as long as we have a really good time, we win every other game. We maybe get a draw and lose the Jeonbuk away from home. We'll probably get enough points from the groups in F to J to probably go through as well. But it is a bit of a process. But there we are. So the group stages all start soon. Then you get the semi. You get the final, it's the 21st, and they all look like they're one-legged games. Now, I'm telling you, unless that's changed, I remember Adelaide United's run, it was always 2 legs. So, yeah, and I'm pretty sure when Western Sydney won the whole thing, it was 2 legs. But, yeah, that is very, very odd. I know, obviously, that is fine. And then, yeah, really odd. Winners qualify Asian Champions League playoff. I guess that means just to go straight back in. I don't know what that means, but yeah, there we are. Okay, no dramas. We're going to try and win that, obviously, as well. There's your fixtures as well for that one there. Our next game in the Asian Champions League is Eastern, then Jeonbuk away. So we've got 2 away games to start. I like that because it means we get 3 home games in a row before we then play the LC Sailors in the last game of the group away in Thailand. And I'd like to be qualified or at least in second with a lot of points by that game. So this episode now is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Wellington Phoenix, no. Eastern, yes. But I will come back to, to go and give you the squad news as well, as we do have the squads being drawn on the 31st. In terms of the A-League, I'm getting frustrated. We're not scoring enough goals. As you can see, we've got 5 goals between Ansel, Nestri, Humnan, and Brandon Saravana. So only one of the front three's got 5 goals this year. The average form of players, especially Marcelo Hermes, who's a new signer, started really well. His average rating is pretty good. Last 5 games, Danny Vukovic is probably conceding too many goals in my liking. 10 and 10. Delianov had a really good time of it last year, even though we had lesser of a side. It's pretty whatever. I've just brought Jacobson back in because Osama Malik's been injured. But I think the big thing for us is, Newcastle Jets yet to lose a game 10 games in. They're predicted to come 11th this year. So FM doing FM things. They've won a lot. They then drew to Central Coast. A lot of 1-0 wins. Melbourne City predicted to come like 2nd or 3rd, down in 9th. They beat Sydney FC 4-0 somehow as well, 1-0, playing a 4-3 like ourselves. They just keep on winning games and drawing games, and it may come to a stage with the Asian Champions League, I may concede the league to them. We do play them home and away in quite a bit of time. We play them 3 times in the last 2 months of the season, which is huge, right? Including the second to last day. After play LC Sailors, we actually get them and then Eastern. I might give you Newcastle Jets away, Eastern at home as an episode in the coming future as well. But I want to give you a heap of Champions League games, of course. Our main reason why we've been conceding too much, if we go to the stats, because I love doing the stats analysis there as well, is our expected goals for is 22.5. Not bad. Newcastle's was 13. Newcastle scored 19 goals. We've scored 28. Newcastle definitely scoring way many more goals than us. We've scored not bad, but, you remember like Western United last year had like 31 XG with 58 goals. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for a little bit more. We miss a lot of chances. A lot of the goals that go in for us are set-piece corner goals that are headed in, and then we miss a million chances in the actual game in the highlights. It's pretty annoying with that one there. We should be able to see created chances, shots for 189 shots for, shots on target is 99, only scored 28 goals, not good enough. We have 52% of our shots on target as well, but we should be able to see cornered goals or set piece goals in here as well in the stats. Goals, penalties taken, 5-2 teams. I don't think we have really much. Goals from corners, 6. We scored 6 goals from 11 games, which is great, no dramas. Newcastle scoring 3, nice. It's nice to know the rest of the league aren't. But we're scoring way too many goals from corners. Newcastle have only allowed 7 goals all year. We've allowed 12. We have an XG of 6. We're conceding over half yet again of goals conceded. Newcastle have got an XG of 6.8, basically 7 and conceded 7. Newcastle ain't conceding. We're doing a better defensive output than Newcastle, yet we concede every chance. It is absolutely ridiculous. Goals from corners, apparently we've only allowed 2. It feels like we've allowed a lot more than that. Would have guessed it was about 5 or 6. I just feel like that, we're not keeping enough clean sheets. We're conceding way too many chances. It is, it's not nice. The fact that we've allowed 12 and our XG is 6.6, kind of annoying. Shots against, we have the lowest shots against in 87. And shots on target, we have the lowest of 36, yet we conceded 12 goals. So I'm a bit annoyed. I don't know if it's the system. There is a part of me that maybe thinks that, hang on a second, it's the system. It's the fact that we've had Malik and Ansel together, not Jacobson, who has a very good understanding of Ansel. It's maybe a fact that we're not scoring enough goals, and maybe we need to go to something a bit more aggressive as well. Come off positive, maybe go to attacking. Maybe we go to a system where, maybe we go to 2 up top, or we go to a 4-2-3-1 and be a little bit more braver, a bit more on the press. If we're going to play this, not negative style of football, but a bit more deep, a bit more controlled, a bit more constricted, I'm expecting, with an XG of 6.6 output against, to only concede 6 or 7 goals, not 12. So it is starting to get to the point of, do I make a change? The only problem for me is I don't want to make a change because we're already on the Asian Champions League. If the Asian Champions League was in 2 months' time, I would probably make a change to try and build a system that we can get accustomed to. Go mount a challenge to win the league, which we can still do, obviously, but Newcastle just don't like losing a game. Their defence, we need to go out there and just be like, look, we need to go and concede less goals and score more chances. We're creating enough chances, we could be scoring a few more, but we're probably doing enough. We just need defensively to be a bit more solid, which is usually what this system is built upon. And in the first season, we were defensively great. This year, though, not so much. Until next time, though, guys, I will see you guys on the 1st for the Champions League registration. I'm not going to get the end of the episode. This episode is going to end with the registration of the boys and then Eastern United, and you'll see our first ever Asian Champions League game in charge of Adelaide United. Welcome back, YouTube. As you can tell, we're not here on the club registration day. Main reason for that is I did have to go to work, just time management this morning. On top of that there as well, I do have one change that I said from the end of the first part of the episode to now, and I'll explain that in a second. But the squad as a whole, everyone's registered. There is some match day rules that we have to abide by, which means we are going to miss a few key players every game that we play. So with that being said, we'll go through all of that in a second. Since we last met, though, the change has happened. I played Wellington Phoenix when I came home from work. And let me just explain my day. I've actually had it's been super duper busy at work of late. I got out of work pretty much on time, slightly later, so a bit of a later start for the stream. Links down below. Come follow us live on Twitch. But more importantly, I've been thinking all day. I use a website called buildmylineup.com in order to go through, and as you can see, I've got a Fitbit today, so I was like, oh, what arm should I put it on? Definitely my left, and, Damien forgetting what arm to use, said the left. But more importantly, as you can see here, build your lineup, you can drag, you can do whatever you want, yada, 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 yada. And I was thinking about this team and how do I get the best out of this team? Because as you could tell, I was a bit annoyed from the statistical data. We're conceding too many goals, even though we only have an XG of 7. We conceded 12, 13 goals. We have, we're scoring just over the XG of the amount of chance we're creating, but we're not scoring enough. Doesn't mean I need to play 2 up top. Do I need to play diamond? Do I need to change the roles in the 4-3-3? But I said that this close to the Champions League, I'm not going to play anything else but the 4-3-3. That's changed. The main reason that's changed all day at work, I chopped and I changed and I thought about it, and you know what I came to the conclusion of? We need our best players in their best positions. The diamond does do that. Now, I will talk about how this squad looks compared to what I think my best 11 is, but there is reasons to that in terms of the Champions League, why the team looks like that. But more importantly, it allows me to get Kakaris in his most preferred role. Sarah Vunner as a box-to-box midfielder is the best player in the league, so great. On top of that there, Haruna still plays the Mazzala on attack, which he is absolutely killing it in at the moment this year in the league as well, which is fantastic. I also have generally two very good attacking fullbacks in Lopez, even though without the Spade in the A-League, pretty good. And even though Marcelo's not having the best time in the A-League at the moment, very good at bombing on the left-hand side as well. So that's all well and said and all very good. I'm very happy with that. So as a whole, pretty happy with how things are going. I played the diamond against Wellington Phoenix when I came home from work. And Mo Toure is another reason to why I play the diamond. He, in real life, is a very good prospect of ours. Does play a lot of under-23 football for Australia. Has had good time of it. He's a bit injury prone. But on FM, as much as he has fast-up potential, rating and stats are nowhere near it. He's pretty good at finishing the ball. That sounded so like American and Aussie. He's pretty good at finishing when the chance comes to him. He knows how to knock it in the back of the net. And Mo Toure, because of that, don't want him to leave. He's upset with his football. Went out there and scored a hattie. So against Wellington Phoenix, great in the diamond. I'm now committing to the diamond. Now Eastern, we should beat no matter what team we put out there. We've already established that the first part of this episode. John Book, we probably know that, and especially away from home, we're not going to beat them. But what it does mean is I get games against Eastern, Perth Glory, who we should beat in the league, Western United, Melbourne Victory, LC Sailors, and Eastern, and all these run of games to get people used to the diamond. And because of that, by the time John Book rolls around at home, the diamond should have been tried, tested, if it worked, good understanding of it with these players, our players in their best position, bang, off we go. And I think that's great. And because of that, you're going to see the diamond today in match day 1 against Eastern in this episode. And as you can tell, Newcastle Jets, yet again, they're just doing bits in the league. So what can you do? Now, in terms of the team, there is some matchday rules down here. You're allowed 4 foreign players, 3 of them not including Asian players. So you're allowed 4 foreign players if one of them's Asian. If you have no Asian players, Australians obviously don't count because they're not foreign for us, then you're allowed 3. You're allowed 2. You must have 2 goalkeepers like in the A-League, so one on the bench and one starting. And then, yeah. So because of that, I've had to go a bit more Australian. More so thinking of changing the lineup that you see there. Malik's been out of injuries, but that's perfectly fine. I'm going to bring him back in here. And as you can see, the midfield of Isaias, Mikel Aruna, Saravana, Kakeris, all very good as well. It just means that we do have a little bit of a problem. Hermes and Zach Clough do miss out. In this system, I would play Clough and Hermes, and Clough as the advanced forward. And it means the likes of Nestry's had a pretty good time of it with that good potential. He's very natural in there. I'm going to persist with him as an advanced forward, see how he goes with that one there. And would say that Bernardo misses out. He's actually pretty good in the hole as a backup, good as a Mazzala, and he can play false 9 / up front as well. So the diamond does fit. And we're having this many games until we play Junbuk at home. I'm kind of just saying the Junbuk away games let's just go get pumped. We'll see how we go. Now, on top of all that as well, we do have Joel Decker. He's in great form, advanced forward or pressing forward. This guy can do it all. Expect when Touré's happy to see Decker come into the starting lineup and Touré then being used as the squad player that he is, just as barely played. So, yeah. I am going to make one change, though. Jacobson for Malik, and I'm actually going to get Ryan Kiddo, who's not played many games out there. I just think against Easton's a team we should be beating. Get a wing-back that's actually really good at getting forward, not Malik, who's better defensively. Against Junbuk, probably expect to see Malik start at left-back and go with the extra defender and Jacobson with Ansel as well. But for your starting 11 there, I'm actually going to leave it as it is. There's a temptation to play Mitch Nichols, who hasn't played much football, in the Mazzala as another Australian to then get Hermes to play left back, but I think we can deal with Kiddo out there today. So our team here is Danny Vukovic in goals. It is Lopez, Ansel, Malik, and Kiddo. Isaias, Haruna, and Savannah make the midfield free with Kakeris in behind. Nestry, Irakunda, and Mo Toure scored a hat-trick in the first game of the Diamond, so Toure's definitely getting another start. Your bench has Gauci, Trapp, Jacobson, Diorigo, Mitch Nichols, Bernardo, and Joel Decker. It does mean that Joe Coletti was missing out. Robbie Cruz now is probably a bit of a poor signing because of this, but that's perfectly fine. Bernardo makes the team because it's Bernardo, and he's actually having a really good year. And Decker definitely makes the team because, well, he hasn't stopped growing since we've brought him in, so there we go as well. Clarkey, thank you for the resub there, mate. I don't know why that did not come through with the alerts. I don't know if that did come through. Maybe I just missed it. I didn't hear it. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. No dramas at all. Thank you very much there, Clarkey, for the resub for 2 months. And good evening to yourself there, mate. But yeah, we've currently got him working his final third. This is making up. Composer pretty close as well. We might get him now working on some shooting ability. Because I think if we can get all of this up, he's going to be fantastic. And he should be learning how to break the offside trap for sure with his pace. And that's something we'll definitely get Joel Decker to do. There's your team. We need to give a squad number to Mitch Nichols. Apparently didn't have a squad number. Should have a squad number. Does have a squad number. Expect Mitch Nichols to come off the bench with a pumping because I need to give Mitch Nichols game time. We brought him in for this exact reason. A bit more well-rounded, experienced Asian Champions League player that Mitch Nichols is. And hopefully we go win. We should have had a look at this Eastern team. We did say when we went through them, they only had a couple players that were proper players and the rest were pretty starred out. So we will go double check that. Forgot to do that as well. Do apologise. Next episode will definitely be match days 2 and 3. And then obviously match day after that will be Junbuk as well. And then yeah. How I just finished this 23rd season with my Cruz Aston save, doing no badge save, got to 9th and then left the club only for 100k in debt. Nice, did well. We're obviously in the red and they are in the blue there, Eastern. Let's have a look. So they got Faye in goal, was not bad. Cho's one of the grayed out players. Pares actually looks okay. Little Luke, another grayed out player. So yeah, they're not great. Let's be honest, right? We should be beating them. They are the easy beats in the league. Mikel's actually quite good for a centre attacking mid for them. But we should, with the team we've got out there, do the business. And away we go, and hopefully we will. 10 minutes played. Still no chances, but yeah, 5 shots, 3 on target, 65% of the ball. as well. This is going to be a very good game to hopefully get the boys learning the diamond. Now, in the diamond, don't expect a million percent of possession. It's more aggressive. It's an aggressive diamond that we've been using with our Portuguese save, which was our pre-save to this on stream, etc., etc. It's basically based on the fact that it is go out the exploit space, be quick, be off we go. Now, saying that though, 32 minutes in for all the domination, we've yet to score, and that's giving me a little bit of the worries, because I would have expected to be 1-0 up here. And as it stands, it's 0-0. This would be, if we draw this game, kiss the chances of going through the group goodbye. Saravana with a ball in, back stick, cleared away, only as far as Kikaris now. He gets down there, and that's a penalty every day of the week. No need for VAR. I don't even know if VAR's here as well in the Asian Champions League, but there we go. Up steps, I don't know who's stepping up. We don't have Clough or anyone there. Mikel Aruna steps up and sends the keeper the wrong way. And right on half-time, it's taken a penalty, but we lead in the Asian Champions League and we lead 1-0. I don't like that it has to take a penalty, but that's fine. Saying that though, everyone back a line, back four, the defensive mid and the box-to-box, everyone playing in a bit more of a support/defensive role, having a great game, which is always nice to see. Anyway, we've dominated the first half, so that's great, but it's only 1-0, which I don't like. I think that's the one thing I will say about this system is we do need some bigger name strikers, etc. But yeah, anyway, ball goes in, Javi Lopez clears, Kikaris picks it up. He should be really good in this system, and he looks straight away for Nestri, who may not have the technical ability, but just has speed, so he should be able to work it around. Great ball in there. Well, actually, it wasn't overcooked, but Mo Toure will keep it. His ball in there. Mistake from the keeper. Nestri's onside. It's 2-0. The keeper could have literally sat down and picked the ball up. Instead, he ran past it, dove over it, tapped it into no man's land. And in the end, Eastern United have just kind of showed that they are probably the worst team in the Asian Champions League. And in the end, I don't know what the keeper's doing. I don't care. It's 2-0. Toure and Nestri get an assist and a goal each. Perfect. Isaias apparently has picked up a slight knock. We're going to get him off after this highlight. No point, risking him. Saravana's taking the set piece anyway somehow. Ansel with the back stick ball. Heads it back. Kikaris got a hit. Does finish. Unreal, pure class for Anthony Kikaris. He's had an okay time without troubling the scorers or getting many assists. Whenever he's played false 9 in the 4-for-3, he's been solid over a 7 because he ticks the game. Hopefully in this attacking mid-row he gets a bit more. One touch, picks his spot, and well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a finish and a half right into the top bin. That's a very nice finish and a very nice goal. We are going to get Dorigo in there as well. Deeper line playmaker though for him on defend to sit in and just win the ball, and that's fine as well. And on top of that too, Lookman is going to come off there and get Mitch Nichols some minutes as well to keep him happy being a squad player. 62 minutes played with 3-0 to the good. And hopefully we will continue there and see what we can do. Anyway, Ko Chun Ho with a ball in backstick, headed away, only as far as Mikhail, who gets a ball there to Liz, who hits one, and Vukovic frees hands in, and Eastern have a lifeline, and it wouldn't be us without conceding. It just kind of sums up that I think we're just having one of those years this season, second season syndrome, where every chance flies in, because there's no way in the world that the players they have on the park that they should A, score or get a corner, and B, Danny Vukovic is a decorated Australian. There's no way he shouldn't be saving that and going through him, and off you go. 72 minutes played, we're still 3-1 to the good, and hopefully we will continue on here and maybe get a fourth and just kill the game off. Should be dead and buried, but you never know. If they got a second out of nowhere, then we get a bit worried. Diorigo now finds Kikaris, finds Mitchy Nichols, Diorigo again, Malik, Nichols, Kikaris, doesn't find anyone. Saravana, Lopez now, goes on a bit of a run. Can he cut one? Instead, it's going to be them down to 10 men. That's fine. And with that going down to 10 men there as well, I am going to get Joel Decker on, and Mo Toure is going to come off. And we'll get Decker on here for the last 15 minutes or so to give the youngsters some game time. 81 minutes played, we've been absolutely dominant, but the fact we've conceded has been a bit annoying. Their only shot on target's gone in, typical Football Manager. Kikaris with the corner, back stick, Ansel now, or front stick I should say. And Nicky Ansel heads in, that's 4-1, 88 minutes played. Absolutely fantastic. And there we go as well, perfect. So that's 3 points in group stage number 1, and that's going to be a nice way to end off the episode. But I don't know if it's goal difference or results against teams. I know in the Champions League proper, obviously, it's results against teams. But if it's goal difference here, pumping Eastern could be huge. So as many goals as possible, please, boys. because that could be the difference between me and Junbuk at the end of the day. Nicky Ansell now, still with the ball, goes on a drive, looks for Joel Decker, Kikaris now. Mitch Nichols have a dig, does, and just past the post. Known for a long-range hit too, Mitch Nichols. But it would have been nice to see him finish. In the end, we're looking absolutely amazing out there. And that is a 4-1 win. That's all she wrote. The second game of the Diamonds produced a win. First game of the Diamond, we won with a hat-trick to Mo Toure. And look, I am over the moon with that. That is absolutely ecstatic. It's great. It did took us some time to obviously score a goal, but that's perfectly fine. And it's obviously results against its goal difference, obviously, as of right now. But if we can go to the group and go to rules and sorting rules, results up against teams is just like it is in real life. So if we lost to Junbuk or then drew to Junbuk and then ended up on the same point, somehow Junbuk would still beat us out. But if we both won one game each, we'll come down to goal difference, so that could be huge as well. But that's a good start to be in, and that's a great position to be in. In terms of next episode, you're going to see us against Junbuk away and, of course, LC Sailors at home. LC Sailors will have a little bit more quality than Eastern, so do expect a tougher game there, but at home to win. But that Junbuk game is the game. If we can get through that game there with a point or even a win, we're going to be in a very strong position to get out of the Asian Champions League group stage. And that's kind of the goal, because we want to go as deep a run as possible this season in the Champions League before we go and look to move away in the Journeyman out of Adelaide and into a more reputable job. Till then, though, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're watching from or what time you're watching from. Like, subscribe, and as always, if you do want to interact with us, down below is all our links. Go give us a follow on Twitch, join the Discord. Thank you, and see you next time for more Asian Champions League action.